And good morning, it's Dr. Kathy, and we are all gathered here for our Sunday ceremony on March 7th. And if you hear strange noises, it's because I don't have everybody muted yet, because we're going to bring in people's names for prayer. But let us start first by going into our heart source. And for anyone new here or who's listening, is you form your heart source by going into the front of your heart center. Just imagine that you're little and you're walking in there. And now go into the back of your heart center. Somebody's a little bit too low. If you feel like you're having a hard time getting in the back, just go up about an inch. There it goes. Somebody went up. There we go. Now just hold that energy and now go into the front of your third eye, just above your eyebrows, but in the center of your head. Like for me, if I start at the bridge of my nose and I go up, it goes over a little lump, and then it goes down just a little bit. And that's where the third eye is, the front. Deep as you can. And then in the back of the third eye. Good. And now image, create, intend, call for a beam of energy that goes from your heart chakra up to your third eye. Then go straight up to the center of the universe. And now straight down to the center of the earth. There you go. And this is your heart source. So we can do a number of things with the heart source. We're going to strengthen it today. Simply command, chakra spin. Spin as at the perfect vibration for me for this ceremony today. And those of you who can feel your energy, you may feel your energy field expanding. And we're going to enhance that by commanding our heart source to expand to the outer reaches when I hold my fingertips horizontal, to the outer reaches of my fingertips, or to the outer reaches of my aura, whichever is further away from me. And this is 360 degrees, folks, all the way around. There we go. And now connect with your healing team. Notice how those nice folks are doing. And on your healing team, for those of you who may not be aware of this, you have your body soul, which is the soul that actually is the soul of your body. You're just borrowing this body. So your body soul, which keeps everything running. Some people call it a body elemental. That's fine. It doesn't matter the term. Amma uses body soul. There is your soul self, which is what Amma uses instead of higher self. People ask me, why not higher self? Because in our society, when we think of something hierarchical, as in higher, we think of that being better. And she wants you to know that your soul self and you in this incarnation are just perfectly aligned. There you go. And then there are your encodement technicians who work with, of course, with your encodements, and there are your soul healing angels. And then certain groups, certain people have others that come and join. You might have other angels and saints that you work with. Anything like that. You can invite whomever you wish. Good. And now, healing team, please apply the 4 foundational plugins, which are the basic, the Healing Over Lifetimes plugin. Great, I'm forgetting the implant removal plugin and the removal of victim consciousness plugin to the 7 stages of the developing the heart source so that we can really keep that really integrated, firm. There we go within us. Something just shifted for me. I hope it shifted for you. There you go.
Hi. Now there it is.
I recognized your voice, Jenna. Hi, I'm glad those are here. So we're just establishing the heart source now. Okay, folks, now we've got our healing team, healing lecture room, floor of light below us, canopy of light above us, pillars of light in 4 corners, And there are wonderful angels surrounding our whole healing lecture room. And this is both a healing and lecture room today. There you go. And the angels, I see angels from Archangel Michael's band. I see angels from Archangel Raphael's band, from Gabriel's band. And I see, and I don't really know them, I'm just being told, angels from Archangel Uriel's band, all surrounding. And then there's the central pillar right in the middle, which contains all of these wonderful beings. They're just walking in right now. And as is wont for me, they're led by Yeshua and Buddha, who are great friends, if not brothers. And I see many others, white buffalo, calf woman. Interesting. I am seeing who I am told is Sarah, Abraham's wife. The energy of Sophia, which is the wisdom energy. Mary of Magdala, Martha, Lazarus. Now, here's one I haven't seen before. It is, for those of you who don't know that I was Catholic, I mean, I was in the convent for 20 years, but this is the energy of Pope John the 23rd is coming in.
Mhm.
Interesting. And those of you who don't know much about Catholicism, he rocked the church. There we go. White buffalo, calf woman, all of the different Chohans of the various rays. Don't worry if you don't know what the rays are. Think of them as aspects of God. It's like if you hang a clear crystal in the light and it breaks through into wonderful rainbows of colors. That's what the rays are. And now, what I'm being told by, and who are you? I am Melchizedek, is what he says. And what he is saying is, let us form a circle. And let us place within the circle, and realize when we're placing within the circle, we are actually calling into the circle the people whose names we are mentioning. Okay, who do you want to put in the healing circle, folks?
Austin, Joe, Wanda, Michelle.
I missed Michelle. I heard your name.
Austin, Joe, Wanda, and me, Michelle.
Okay, and you. All right, Denise, I know you're trying to get in there.
Yeah, Brendan and Sarah.
Brendan and Sarah.
My
Anybody-
sister, Jonathan and Mulaney.
Okay, and Jenna, were you trying to say something?
Marie, Denise, Mila.
Okay, anybody else?
My
Here.
sister DJ.
Say that again.
My sister DJ.
Good.
I'm gonna go.
Michael?
Say that
Penny,
again.
Penny Morgan and
Good.
Ingrid.
Good, thank you. And when you finish,
Michael?
hold on one sec. When you finish, go ahead and mute yourself. Somebody said Michael?
Yes.
Good. Anybody else?
Brenda, Hilda, Rudy, Teresa, Carrie, Sam, and myself.
Wonderful. Anybody else?
Ivan
Fred,
and
Let's wait.
Go
We
ahead.
started with Ivan. Whoever started with Ivan, start first.
Ivan and Chanel.
Chanel. And now the next person.
Fred, Mitty, and myself, Mary.
Good, wonderful. Anybody else?
David and Lauren.
David and Lauren. You want to throw the little kids in there too?
Sure.
Let's go.
There's Ella and Tracy and Ingrid and Michael.
Good, thank you. Anybody else?
Grandma Zita.
Grandma Zita. Is she okay?
She's sick.
Okay, tell her she can't go anywhere until I get back.
Okay.
For Leslie and Renee? for my children.
Okay. Let's throw your mom in too, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else?
Amanda and Katrina.
Okay, wonderful. Anybody?
I'd like to add Oi, O-Y, Oi.
Oi, okay.
Thank you.
And I'd
Anyone
like
else?
to add Ann.
Anne? My friend Melanie, who's still struggling from her second bout of COVID.
Mm.
Let's just say it's harder the second time around.
Mm.
Anybody else?
John
Jo-
and Carla.
Okay, great.
Joyce and Greg and myself.
Good. Anybody else? I'm adding my dad and his wife Sandy and my sister-in-law Ronnie. Ronnie, who her birthday was on the 3rd, she turned 60. She's been having a tough time with 60, so we all gathered together to celebrate in different ways. And I don't know if it's happened yet, but her best friend has organized a birthday drive-by. So they're doing that today. And I'm going to put somebody else in who has just been having, I'm not going to mention her name, but somebody's been having a tough time. There we go. Anybody else? All right. If you think, I'm muting everybody. If you think of someone before we finish the little prayer thing, just let me know. So now what we're going to do, I want you to see you surrounding it, and I want everybody to put themselves in the circle as well. And so you're bilocating, folks. So that wonderful healer part of yourself is standing outside of the circle, and you're within the circle, that third dimensional self. I want you again to say chakra spin. And as the chakras are spinning, they are pulling energy in from above and below. And just hold your hands outward to the circle and feel energy going from your heart and your hands to all of those within the circle with the intentions mentioned. And you can just think of those as you're doing it. And if you have other desires, so like I know there's somebody on here who needs money for a child for college, and somebody else here that's on a new relationship or anything like that, new house that's happening with another. So any of those intentions, go ahead and place those within, and we're asking for the perfect balance and harmonization of our energy fields for all of those wonderful things. I'm putting my shoulder in there, and a safe trip back to Arizona in a couple of weeks. And as we're doing this, I'm going to say a prayer. Precious Amma, Mother of us all, and Abba, Father of us all. First, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here together in this interdimensional space where we are. We thank you for guiding us here, for guiding all of us here to celebrate together love, life, to celebrate being aspects of you. We ask you to bless, to to heal, and to fill every person within our circle with the exact vibration of love needed for them at this time. We ask you to remove from them all lower vibration energies which are interfering with the smooth flow of their life in whichever way, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in whatever area. We place our concerns, our heart within your hands, trusting in you, and please help our lack of trust. And we ask all of this with trust. We ask all of this with love. And so it is. And when you feel complete, you can just relax. All right. So I was on Facebook today, which does happen probably a couple of times, at least twice a day. And I was on a site which deals with food addiction. And I was reading some of the posts there, and I know the woman who started the site. She's an amazing woman. And we were friends that got together and exchanged healing sessions with each other when we were in Houston. And as I was replying to somebody's comment, one of the things that came to me is that we all have different addictions. They may not be the ones that are noted in, like, we may not be on drugs, we may not be using alcohol in an abusive manner, but we have compulsions, or some people might call them addictions, whether it's to food, and that's actually one of my big ones, whether it's even to anger, to adrenaline, to stress. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask Amma if she could talk about this and lead us through a healing thing to where we can go into a healing deep within ourselves about what is the cause of the craving. We usually associate cravings like with food or drink, but the craving even for stress. Because many of us who we grew up in dysfunctional homes, if there's peace, we think something's wrong, we're not alive. And so there's that craving. We do something to kind of mess things up and keep it tense so that we can feel alive. So I hope that makes sense, because that's where we're going to go today. And maybe Amma can make more sense, except she keeps telling me that Amma, she's not coming in. Abba is going to come in. And I'm not used to channeling Abba. And it's just really been within probably the last few months that I've been bringing Abba in more. And that has to do, they're telling me that has to do with my relationship with my father. And that as that gets healed, then the relationship with the aspect that we call Abba or Father God gets healed. And you may notice that in your own life, that the aspect of God, which is most like the parent you had trouble with, needs to be healed before you feel comfortable in turning yourself over to that aspect of God, if that makes sense. I'm saying that several times, but I never know exactly how everything comes together here. So connect with your heart to the central pillar. And the next one you hear will be Abba. We'll see what he sounds like through me, huh? Good morning to you, beloved ones. And it is true what she said, that as you heal your relationship with your parents, be it the male or the female, that it begins to heal the relationship with that aspect of spirit that you grew up with as a child. Most of you grew up, almost all of you grew up with the idea of a God being masculine. And then many of you had problems with father energy. Many of you had problems with being able to trust the presence of a father. And it is time to heal that. You know that the divine feminine energy is coming onto this planet, has been coming onto this planet for a number of decades. It started bit by bit in the early 20th century. After the 1980s, it increased tremendously. And it is increasing and it is increasing and it is increasing. What is important to know about the incoming feminine energy, that it is not to override the masculine energy. It is to open the elements within you which are feminine. You may call them the encodements that Amma has told you about. The encodements within you which are activated by feminine energy, so that the two energies upon this planet, not just the energies, but the action from those energies becomes equal. Why does it become equal? Why is it needed to become equal? Because you cannot have partnership without equality. And your planet is struggling with that. So we're going to talk about cravings, which don't seem to have anything to do with the masculine and feminine, and yet it does tremendously. Now I'm going to be speaking in the way of not having a stable masculine environment in your life. That does not mean that all of you do not have that. Many of you did not have that. But because of the patriarchal society that you live in, it is automatically has an instability in it. Those of you involved within a church that is not matriarchally based, so Christianity is one of those not matriarchally based. Judaism is one also. Buddhism also. It is really more when you get to the Wiccan communities that you have a matriarchal influence. So what we're going to talk about, and Amma is helping, we are one as we talk about the need to balance within you and to release within you the fear of the masculine. So this one is having memories go through her head of the time that she was in the convent. And what was it that would happen when she was working in a parish is that she did lots of work with people to prepare them to celebrate their lives in different ways. And yet she was not one that got to be there in the celebration after doing so much of the work. That happens in many places. You have what you call the laity who come into work, and yet they do so much to bring the life of people. And when I'm speaking of the life of people, I'm speaking of the heart. And yet they're not there to celebrate in the fullness. When you are raised from a young one, right? When you are raised, are you celebrating in the same ways? Some of you grew up in families in which the male members of the family were celebrated, paid attention to, got more education than the females. That was never how it is supposed to be in partnership. You learn in partnership. Now, when we say supposed to be, we are not talking about the plan of the earth in regards to balancing the masculine and the feminine. We're talking about how you start off with the divine perfection. The divine perfection is masculine and feminine together. When you do not have that divine perfection of the masculine and feminine being in partnership so strong that you wouldn't know what was the feminine energy or what was the masculine energy. But when you do not have that partnership, you set up cravings. What is the craving for? The craving is for love. The craving is for, as Amma has spoken of lately, unconditional positive regard from the one you are missing energy from. And for some, it is For some of you, it is both energies. You've had to raise yourself, as it were. And what happens is you do not experience the unconditional positive regard, which is the energy of unconditional love moving into you and filling you. Your cravings, whether it be for food or drink or affirmation or sex or shopping, or come up with any one that you come to. Those cravings are for the acknowledgement to fill the hole within you. The most powerful way to heal what you call addictions, to heal that craving for that which you feel shamed or you feel ashamed after you do it. If you have a craving for meditation, do you ever feel ashamed that you meditated? So we're not speaking of that craving, but for that in which you crave, and once you have it, it is not fulfilling and you actually feel shamed. And that shame comes from within you. The source of that craving is not the action. The source of that craving is not wanting to play the slot machines. It is not the wanting of the food. It is not the wanting of the drink. It is not the wanting of the new things. It is the wanting to fill the emptiness within you. And the only way that emptiness can be filled is with love. Source, the undifferentiated source, the source from where Amma and Abba, come from, the undifferentiated energy of love, created this wonderful planet and many others for community. We, Amma and Abba, experience that community. When you join together, such as in gatherings such as this, we experience that community of love that you have. It is when you have people who are filled with love, who experience the community of love, not just in a treatment point program for 3 weeks, but a continual experiencing of a community of love, of affirmation. That's when the cravings for these other things go away. You crave those things that you use to distract you from what it is that you are missing within you. So how about if we do a few little strategies to assist you in that? If you are missing love, what do we need to add? Well, love, of course. Now here's the conundrum. As a human being, you are missing love from another human being. And at the same time, when you delve into your spiritual world, you are missing that love of the connection that comes from source. So the first thing we're going to tell you is something that this one does on every one of her videos when she is working with one of the group healings. And she ends that balancing of the belief with, now open your heart to God and ask God to fill you with all the love that you needed at that time, but did not receive. So I ask you now to go into your heart. Ask your healing team to identify the place within you that is empty of love. It may be filled with pain. It may be filled with self-hatred. It may be filled with that desire of wanting to know that you are understood, but being fearful of asking to be understood by asking someone to listen. It may be filled with the pain of the past. And what happens when it's filled with the pain of the past? You don't want to touch the past. And you cut yourself off. So ask your healing team to find that area within you that is in need of being filled. You may or may not know what that area is. Just ask. And now, with great intention, open your heart to source using the name that is the most comfortable for you of God. This one uses Amma. It doesn't matter to the name, it matters to you, the name, not to us. And simply ask with the intention of opening your heart, please fill this space within me with all of your love that I need or that I needed at that time. It's both, is it? There is no time. And I am going to be quiet for about a minute and allow you to receive. Now feel the gratitude that you have for the reception of this. Oh, I don't know if you should call it gift. How about right to have this love? It is your right to have the love from which you were created. You may call it a gift if you wish. I tell you, it is your right to have that love. May I suggest to you that you spend time every day, even if it is only a minute. Isn't it amazing how often you find it difficult to carve out time for a minute of receiving love? So when you are confronted with a craving that you would prefer not to have, the one that when you satisfy that craving, you are filled with either guilt or shame or remorse, take a minute and ask that you be filled, that place within you that was empty, that craving was supposed to satisfy, and it didn't, did it? Ask for that craving to be filled with love, that empty space. And then as you do that, Or when you finish, it's like you don't actually multitask in this, do you? Ask your healing team to find the wound, no matter when it happened, this lifetime or another, whether it was when you were an adult or when you were a child or when you were in the womb. You ask, healing team, where is the wound that, now here's an interesting way of phrasing it. Where is the wound whose energy holds open that empty place so that it can never be filled? Where is that wound that like puts huge logs in between, not allowing it to be filled? And let's start a little differently than you usually do when you use the basic plugin. We're going to begin with the soul healing prayer this time. Connect with your soul healing angels. Ask them to find and bring back to you all the pieces of yourself you lost at that wound. Ask them to clean, repair, and heal all of those pieces. Ask them to fully integrate all of those pieces within you. And now, encodement team. Remove all artificial encodements which are holding open this wound, this gaping wound, which seems like it needs more love than there could possibly be. Remove those artificial encodements. Repair the damaged and altered natural encodements that have anything to do with holding this wound open. If there are natural encodements within me which are inactive, but if they were active, would help close this wound, please activate them now. And now, healing team. If I need some new natural encodements, which I do not have within me for whatever reason, that can assist in closing this wound, or that can assist in me opening myself to receive the love, please create and activate those now. And let's do this one more time. Speaking the name of God that you prefer to use. Ask, please fill me with all the love I need to completely and totally close this wound. When you are doing this by yourself, you can take as much time as you need, correct? Now, here is one more thing that's important to heal. Remember, we created you to be communal. Yes, there are some that have been called to be hermits. If, however, you are called to be a hermit to avoid community, then that is not the calling of being a hermit. That is the calling of fear, to stay separate. Because of the pain you've experienced in your life, the tendency is to not be in community fully, to not be transparent fully, to not be honest within yourself fully, to not be honest within the other. Now, I know we have watched it continually, that in the human condition, different people have different pain and different fear. And we do know that if you are in relationship with someone who cannot join in that community, that it can be emotionally dangerous for you to become transparent and show them who you are. So we suggest that you not do the transparency all at once. A little bit. And when it's accepted, a little bit more. And when that transparency is returned, a little bit more for both of you. And as often as you can throughout the day, call upon Source to fill you with the love. When you feel those cravings of that, which leaves you in a place of regret or shame or anger, afterwards, you know that is not the craving that will satisfy the emptiness. That is when, if you can move past that at that moment, go into your heart source and ask, whatever emptiness I am attempting to fill with this food, with this action, please fill me instead with your love. And feel that energy, see that energy, or imagine that energy coming into you. And know that even if it is only in your imagination, it is in truth there. Why? How can I be so assured? Because when you ask of us, we will give you freely our love. Yes, sometimes it gets muddled when you ask for certain things that are much more complex in life, because there's somebody else's life path come with your life path. But when you ask us to fill you with love, that is so simple. It is straightforward. There is no complexity about it. It is always part of your life path to be filled with the love of your Creator, because it was that love that brought you into being. It was that love that you gave an affirmation to be here on this planet. It has been said, there is nothing which can separate you from the love of God. No one, nothing. And that is truth. Oh, wait. There is something that can separate you from the love of God. That's you. It is only you who can separate yourself from the love of God. But the thing that is true is that love is there the instant you ask for it, because it is surrounding you in every way. And all you need to do is say, Okay, I'll take a chance. Fill me with love. Fill me with love for 30 seconds. Fill me for 15 seconds. Let's just see if it works. And you know what we do? We fill you with that love. And we fill you with that love as long as you keep your heart open. And if you ask for 15 seconds worth of love and you enjoy it and you keep your heart open for 30 seconds, we'll keep filling. And if you keep your heart open even longer, we will keep filling you with that love. Because remember, as Amma has told you, you are love incarnate. And there is not a way to be love incarnate if you are not love. If you feel within you the motivation within you to heal more deeply relationships with a parent, father or mother, even if you never knew that parent, even if it was a birth parent and you were adopted, or it's an adoptive parent or a foster parent, or if it was a parent figure because you had no other, you know who to ask for healing for, to ask for the healing of the betrayal. And sometimes you need to ask for healing of your sense that we, Amma and myself, betrayed you. We never have. But it is okay to ask for healing because of your experience and not understanding. And yes, precious ones, there are things you will not know until you leave your body and come and join us. Trust is difficult, is it not? And now we are going to end this time together this morning by myself, Amma, your healing team, your angels and your guides, and all of those who love you and are now on the other side are gathered around you. And I ask you to open your heart to the love they are sending to you. Some of them you don't even know, but their love you know. Receive that now. My blessings to you. Amma's blessings to you. You are surrounded in love. Simply open your heart to receive it. Okay, allow yourself to come back to your room, to your body. I hope the message was as beautiful for you as it was for me. Okay. So that's all I have for you. I think Abba has given all the message that you need. And it's definitely all the message that I need. And I want to tell you how much I thoroughly enjoy and appreciate you gathering with me on the Sunday ceremonies. And if you want to unmute and tell everybody goodbye, please do. Not just me,
Kathy.
everybody.
And also Kathy, Can this
I
go
just want
into,
to say, oops, Kathy, I just wanted to say that over the past few days, I've been examining this issue. It's been going on, but it's the exact issue. And so my healing team and I said that after today's Sunday ceremony, we would work on this because I knew it went back lifetimes. So I have to say everything is in divine timing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Louise.
I also, Kathy, can this go into the Healing Encyclopedia and also into Sedona Journal? Because this is so important for so many people. And it's so simple.
It is. It is. Okay, thank you, Margaret. Definitely to the Sedona Journal. But I'm going to find a place to put it in the Healing Encyclopedia. I'll see what we can do. Okay.
This is a great way to begin my birthday week.
Is this your birthday? We have to sing, everybody. Unmute, unmute, unmute.
March 10th.
Okay, another Pisces, yay.
Another.
And I'm having my vaccine on the same day.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Happy birthday to
You.
Happy
Birthday to
you.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Sandra.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Take care,
Priceless.
everyone. Many blessings.
Thank you, Kathy.
Awesome.
Very powerful.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Kathy, it's
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Hear me.
Thank you.
And thank you to Abba. That was so unexpected and so absolutely wonderful.
You're welcome.
I do hope you can get it into our book.
Okay, I'll find a way to do that. It would be easy to fit in, I think, that wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, did
Kathy-
somebody say they wanted to talk to me?
Yes, it's Michelle. Do you have a minute after, and Mimi, can she join us? Just
Sure.
a minute. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure.
Everybody else gets to go. Mimi, are you here?
Yes, I am here. Can you
Okay,
hear
hold
me?
on a second. We're almost clear.
Okay.
Okay, somehow. There we go. Jenna
Okay.
was having a hard time getting out of it, so.
Yeah.
What's up?
That was beautiful. Thank you. You know everything.
Oh, wait,
that
let me
Nathan
let me
does.
stop the recording.
Okay.